Well, everybody, this is the final day of Wild Eye Week, and I've been thinking to myself, how do I want to do this review? I thought about doing it outside. I thought about doing it down at a park. I thought about doing it standing up. Different backdrops you've seen me use, different areas of my house. And then I just decided, you know what? It's been a long week. I've enjoyed the hell out of the Wild Eye Week, but everything outside of it has just been really killer. I gotta tell you. I don't really discuss this kind of stuff very often because it's depressing and I don't want to talk about it with everybody and bring them down. But I've had a rough one, guys. And I need some, you can call it whatever you want, moral support. I need some thoughts and some prayers. I know people say that stuff doesn't work, but I'm here to tell you it's bullshit. It works. So I've been laid off. You know, my brother died a little less than a year ago. And now my father, who's been battling cancer, has to go back into surgery where they're going to remove part of his skull and shave down arteries that go into his brain. And if the cancer is already in his brain, then he's gone. And they're going to sew him back up and tell him he's got so many days left. And I'm just having a really hard time with it. So I don't ask for this kind of stuff often, but I could use some positivity. Send it my way. I can use some prayers. My father can use some prayers. Please send it his way. You know, and best case scenario, even if he doesn't have the cancer, they can get rid of it all. He's on his last legs financially because of all these things he's had to do. My father's an executive at his company. And this cancer has taken so much out of him that, you know, and he's missed so much time at work and everything that he could lose everything. And I've got all of that weighing and I don't know what to do. Anyways, sorry for all the morbid opening. I really am. Let's get in to the final review for Wild Eye Week. Today I did Silk Scream. Now this is either a 2016, 2017, or 2018 film, depending on which part of IMDb you believe, or if you look at the back of this, it says 2018. I don't know, though. IMDb at the very top, where it gives a date, says 2016. Then down below, it says 2018. And then where it says release date, it says 2017. So I don't fucking know when the release date was, but this is done by the same guy that directed the Cockface Killer trilogy, a director by the name of Jason Mathern. And I must say, this is a giant step forward for him from those pieces of garbage. I hated those movies, and I never wanted to see another movie this guy made. Well, this one's a giant step forward. It's not a perfect movie. It's not even a great movie, but it's a huge leap forward. Now, it says that the budget on this is $1.2 million. I don't see how the budget on this could be over $1 million. I just don't. If it was, where did it all go? I mean, not saying that they didn't have good stuff in this, because they did, but not $1 million worth. I'm sorry, but it just wasn't there. Sometimes I really wonder about those budgets on IMDb. Now, this movie also stars Ari Lehman, who played the original Jason. You know, Jason as a kid that got drowned in the first Friday movie? Yeah, he played him. Well, in this, he plays a guy named Haynes. He's a t-shirt seller. Or he owns a store that sells t-shirts. And this movie is about different t-shirt people, t-shirt store owners around New Orleans are being targeted by a killer. Why, we don't know. 2 employees of a distribution center decide to take matters into their own hands and start their own investigation into the murders. Now, I will say it did take a while for me to get into this movie. At first, I was starting to be a little disappointed, but then I really got into it and I really, really enjoyed it. There is some good moments in this, and I'm going to go over here in a few minutes, but I do have a couple cons. Only a couple, though, honestly. So we're going to get into those, and then we're going to talk about the good stuff, and then we're going to be done. First off, all the characters in this movie are fucking idiots. Every single one of them. They're all fucking morons. There's not a single smart character in this entire movie. Movie does have some pacing issues, and it has a lot of filler. It's overly long for a movie of this nature. It could have been trimmed down quite a bit, and we would have gotten the point across without a lot of extra filler that we really didn't need. Now, along with that filler comes some pros, though. We get some really good TNA. There's some really hot chicks in this movie. There's a pretty decent love scene. If you're into that kind of stuff, it's there for you. If that's what you like in films, it's there. The gore effects in this movie are really good. There's really good gore effects in this film, and they look to be practical. So, and in relation to that, the kills are pretty good. They start out kind of basic kills. We got things that we've seen in like Friday the 13th, stuff like that. We got machetes to the faces, axes to the head, that kind of thing. There's one kill where they throw an axe and it hits the girl in the chest. She gets knocked off her bike, and she's still living, and they follow up with a razor blade. Now, I read a review where somebody was like, oh, if it takes 2 weapons for a killer to make the kill, then it's a crappy movie. That's bullshit, first off. You know how many of our giant horror films, like Friday the 13th, they've used multiple, they don't kill on the first blow, and they've used multiple times or multiple weapons to complete it. So that review is totally garbage, and whoever wrote it's a dumbass. But when they used the razor blade, it seemed like they were doing it more, because the person would have died eventually from the axe to the chest. They were like in the down, but they used the razor blade because, like they said in the movie, it was personal, and they had some fun with it. There are some salutes to Wild Eyes. In the distribution center, there's Wild Eye t-shirts on the wall. One of the characters in the movie is wearing a Cockface Killer hoodie, which is not only a salute to Wild Eye, but also to the director's former films. I don't like those movies, but it is what it is. It's cool to see those kind of salutes in the film. The acting in this was, in that weird way, it was so bad, it was fucking hilarious. Or it was intentionally overacted to be funny. Sometimes I couldn't tell, sometimes I could tell. And sometimes it was just unintentionally funny, and I liked it. So yeah, even though it's bad acting, it worked in this film. The third act is where this film really got a hold of me, and where I started to really enjoy myself. So that was definitely a pro. And then there's a really good twist ending at the end, which I enjoyed. And I just thought it was, I don't know how I want to put it. I don't want to say screamish, but there's just a twist, and I enjoyed it. Guys, like I said, everything going on, I just decided to relax for this review. And, take it easy. This is the final day of Wild Eye. I've enjoyed the Wild Eye stuff immensely. I want to thank everybody that's participated. I want to thank you all for, doing great jobs on your reviews. I want to thank you for giving this a shot. For those of you that never did Wild Eye before, we got a couple. Jen Tochi, I think Echo Sarah, have never done Wild Eye stuff before. I'm not sure about Katie, if she has or not, popping the popcorn. But they've never, as far as I know, they've never done any Wild Eye stuff before. And this was their first dip into Wild Eye. And I hope they enjoyed it. I hope they gained something from the experience. I also want to thank the people that do this every year with me. You guys are all awesome, and you know who you are. Hobbs, Jason, Joe, Q, and I can't remember everybody's name right now. There will be a thank you video coming where I'll get everybody, I promise. I want to thank especially all the filmmakers that have noticed the review and promoted everybody's videos. And I want to thank the people that have watched all the videos. You guys are the reasons that we're doing this. We're doing this to give you information about new films, about a new avenue, new entertainment for you. That's why we're doing this. We're doing this to spread the gospel of independent horror, and we're doing it to spread the word of Wild Eye. So thank you especially and big time to the fine folks over at Wild Eye Releasing. This is Bronco Juggalo saying check out everybody else doing Wild Eye Week. Watch all the videos back if you haven't. There's some really good shit in there. Peace out, y'all, and I'll see you next time.